How do we
Well,
do that?
You see a little at the very bottom right of your screen, the spreadsheet screen, it says plus or minus on a scale. Further down, all the way down to the bottom of that.
I think I have to share again. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. I'm gonna move this up. My screen's just set up weird. Okay.
All right. Is the recording going?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. This is a mayor manager meeting on November 4th, and it's 7:48 a.m. And in the room, Teams meeting is Allison McKinney Brown, Othaniel Sierra, Stephanie Carlisle, and Shawn Lewis.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, everyone.
So we'll start with November 9th. We have a study session, just board and commission interviews. So that will be everything on your agenda on November 9th. And then moving on to November 16th, we have discussion of Mile High Flood District's Floodplain Property Acquisition Fund and another study session on asset management. Looks like we've already assigned time frames to both of those. Do those look good?
Yep.
And then we have a public hearing on the vacation of right-of-way at 3649 South Grant Street, and followed by motions for contract with MB Transportation, utility billing software, a resolution for rate and fee schedule, and then first reading for the vacation of the Swedish Medical Center right-of-way request. And then an ordinance for first reading on the South Platte Renew Farm Lease Agreement, and an ordinance for it's an IGA with CDOT for the widening of Dartmouth Avenue Bridge over South Platte. And then a first reading of we will not have this because the lodger's tax did not go through. So we can take that one off, Stephanie. And then we've got CB 57 USGS Water Monitoring Station Agreement. That's a first reading. A second reading on sewer rate increase ordinance. Second reading, that sewer utility fee increase ordinance. And then second reading of an IGA with CDOT for the 285 congestion mitigation study.
And all three of those can go on consent because they were 7-0 roads, weren't they? Yep.
No.
No.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were. Remember, I announced to everybody these are coming back to consent.
Great.
Well, not the first one, not number 15, since that's the first reading. Or would that go?
No, that one doesn't. It's just the 3 second readings.
Yeah. And number 18.
Yep.
All right.
The IGA didn't go 7-0, but you're right, it did.
Yep, it did. Yeah.
All right. Moving on to November 23rd, we have a study session on sustainability strategies. Well, the whole thing, everything is a study session. An economic development update, integrated snow response plan for next year, 7 public aid, emergency mutual aid emergency response, wayfinding master plan update, and a quarterly strategic plan update. This is a new one.
Okay, so should we put in some times?
Yeah, sure.
Sustainability. So the presentation's 30 minutes. What all do you think? Who's doing that?
Tim Dodd is going to lead that, just because we don't have anybody on staff who actually is devoted to strategic sustainability. And actually, that presentation, let's put that stuff into 20 minutes.
And then conversation about it is what will he be presenting us? Just ideas? Do we need to give direction, or what do you think will happen then?
Yeah, good question. He has coordinated a survey with all the departments to get an inventory of things that we do that fit into a definition of sustainability that is a pretty common sustainability among ICMA, CCMA, and some other cities. And so we'll have results of that. And then potentially just talk about, council. We really want to hear from council on, what their definition is and what types of things that they want to see if we had something like this.
So, man, I don't know how to judge that conversation. I think we have a number of us who are really interested in this topic. What do you think? Half-hour conversation or more?
Yeah, possibly. I think I think it's going to be pretty long.
So 40 minutes, so the whole thing's an hour on sustainability?
I'm looking at the date, the 23rd. So that's just like,
That's the week of Thanksgiving.
yeah.
So I don't know if that matters.
We're all stuck
Not
at
this
home, aren't we?
Yeah. Not this year.
I don't know. Nobody's going anywhere, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But well, let's just have that in there now and let's move to the next one.
Yep.
So what is this one? Economic development update. What are they going to present?
This one is as a result of your strategic plan priority survey, saying that you were wanting to hear an update on how we're recruiting and retaining businesses. I think there was one of those had a focus on South Broadway. So we just put more a broad category here of an update. So we're going to tell you how things are going in that, the different strategies that we have used and what we plan to continue or enhance.
I'm sorry, I missed part of that. One of my faculty just texted me about something for an 8 o'clock class. So I just, did you say the DDA is included in this?
No. The economic development update is just based on your strategic plan survey that you did that said you wanted to hear about how we are recruiting and retaining businesses.
Yeah.
I think there was a focus on Broadway for that.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be focused on this.
The presentation is really 30 minutes.
We could probably do that in 20.
And then do you need direction from us or is it just an informational? I mean, we'd asked for information on it, so.
This would be more information, but I think council will be invited to give feedback on, the programs and services that are being provided.
Okay. Wow. We have a lot on this, don't we? We have too much.
I don't think sustainability is going to take 40 minutes of discussion myself, but
Really? Well, then 30 minutes and we just say we have to keep it to 30 so we can get through everything. And we need to bring the police stuff back too. So I'm trying to, yeah. So 20 minutes economic development and 20 minutes discussion.
yes, I think that sounds good.
Integrated snow response plan. It's nothing controversial, is it?
No, it's not.
Right. Maybe 10 minutes for Q&A.
I was gonna say, I'm kind of surprised that the presentation would be 15, but
Yeah, is there that much in the presentation?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But if you guys ever want to reduce these, then we just tell staff to reduce that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not a huge change, maybe the highlights are the changes, but it's information too to help people understand it. But and then maybe a 10-minute conversation with Q&A. We might not have very much snow this year.
way to jinx us, Linda. You're in a good one.
I'm in a good mood this morning, right? Let's hope we have lots of snow. All right. Next one is
I'm thinking that this is not incredibly a long section, and I don't think any of the updates are going to be resulting in any kind of conflict. So I was planning about a 10-minute overview, and there may be 10 minutes of questions, but I will be really surprised if this gets too much more interest because it's really a limited subject.
Okay. All right. Now we're up to,
Wayfinding.
I'm not sure if we lost Shawn or not, but.
No,
Let's
I'm
see.
sorry. I thought you guys just usually go through and assign these.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry about that.
But yes, you're on wayfinding, Linda.
yeah, and so this
20
is the stuff that, is it John and Cheryl have been on that group too? Or
Yes.
they've been helping with some of it, yeah. So 20-minute presentation, are there any decisions we need to move forward to come to regular session or?
Well, we had a debate on whether we should come to council at all before we go to the public. But I think Cheryl and John rightly thought that you should at least see it first, but understand that we're going to get feedback from the public and then come back to council for our final decision.
Oh, okay. So it is kind of informational and questions then and
Right.
take it out to the public. Okay. And the presentation you really think will take 20 minutes?
I'm afraid so.
Okay, that's fine. 10-minute discussion, do you think? It might go longer.
Yeah.
Will the,
Looks
Will
like that
that-
has a consultant too. Would they be present?
Yeah.
Would this need to go at the top?
If there's no other consultants, that might be best. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And we probably will have some resident citizen committee members on that too.
Okay.
But yeah, that sounds about right. And then the strategic plan update, excuse me, I think we can do that one probably in 10 minutes. And I don't foresee the need for much discussion unless, well, it's something new we're showing you, but I can't imagine more than 10 minutes of discussion.
yeah. Looks like we're up to over 3 hours now.
And Stephanie, can you change that study session, the last one, to 10-minute discussion, 10-minute presentation on strategic plan? Thank you.
Does that help?
That looks good.
Okay.
All right. Well, and Mayor, you had mentioned the 3 hours. Is that okay?
Well, 3 hours, we try and go to, I'm always hopeful end by 9, but this might go to 9:30. Maybe we just tell people we have a lot in this study session.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the police thing. We may need to look at a special meeting for that. Although there's a lot of implementation work. I mean, since there weren't any fatal flaws in that council pointed out, we're going to do a pretty full-blown analysis of, the implementation plan, and legal will be doing a legal analysis. And so that actually may take, to the end of November.
Yeah, can we look at some of the possible dates for that? Well, the end of November is already the 23rd, right? So it's December then next.
Right.
I think it would be good to be able to tell council this is where you're going to see it pop up next.
Yeah, I agree.
I really appreciate getting 30 days to go through that. I'm going
Okay.
to be starting at ground zero. And as I was looking at some of that stuff, I thought legality is going to be based on the method in which it's implemented, which means that legal is going to have to be basically working quite a bit with the implementation team. So I really think we're going to need at least 30 days to get that done correctly.
Okay, that's good.
This walkability in Inglewood looks like it's flexible, but it looks small, so I don't think that would be a replacement. But I do see that one is flexible on the state.
Yeah, that's another one of your strategic plan and a study session prioritization topics. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, we could move both of those, although I know we want to get the boarding commission done. But if we wanted to have that as the only study session item, police reform, we could do that on the 7th, but move those 2 items.
We have the student art recognition, calendar recognition that night as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is an hour enough?
It's really hard to say. I mean, the thing is, there won't be a presentation except for us. I think the only thing we would present was, if there were concerns about, implementing any of these. And so maybe Allison could address that. But on the implementation side, I mean, you'll be able to read. We've already started a spreadsheet of take to implement each one of the recommendations.
What's on December 14th? Let me scroll down. That's our next full study session, right?
Yes. Stephanie, can you scroll down?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, we just have a couple on that one.
On the 14th.
Yes, and those are both from your
Safety oriented.
Mhm.
Why don't we just put it there? That gives Allison gives you a good, gives you a full 30 days and a few more, right?
Yeah, that's almost 6 weeks, and that would be really excellent.
Okay.
My concern is that this is so important to the city. I don't want us to rush and make any mistakes.
Yeah.
This is the police reform. I'm sorry, I got distracted, so I just want to make sure I'm following.
Yes, it's police reform on the 14th. I also, if it's okay with you and Nathaniel, I would like to move resident safety to after the first of the year. That I think is dependent upon the police reform task force. I think they're somewhat interrelated. And so I would like to move it to after the first of the year.
Okay. That's fine with me.
I'll go back in and make this look good afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Are you thinking move that down to like a January placeholder for now?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Okay, are we moving down?
Well, we're actually moving up because I think as long as you remember to move resident safety, but which you put a note on. So December 7th, we have the financial overview for October. And then we've got the walkability study session item, boards and commissions handbook, and moving on. And we have assigned times? No. So those are the presentation times.
So do you think who's going to be doing the financial stuff on December 7th?
That's a good question. Oh, it will still be Maria.
It will.
She's working until the middle of December.
Okay. Can we have a big Zoom goodbye?
Yeah, we'll do that. So how long do you think to discuss walkability? I know this is a major issue for Joe Anderson. He's very interested.
Well, let's go back to finance stuff. We usually don't take more than 5 or 10 minutes discussion on those anymore, unless there's something unusual, right?
Do we need to add a discussion time?
Well,
I
there's
think we just usually put 10 minutes for both.
Yeah, I think so. 10. All right, then walkability. Yeah, I think a lot of people care about this one, so I would imagine that there'll be at least, are we presenting
Yes, we are.
ideas?
We are going to be presenting some of the strategies we've been employing and plan to deploy.
Do we need to move anything forward on consent or?
What's that?
Is there anything that we're going to have to push to a regular meeting, or is it more just keeping us informed and?
And we're still on walkability, right?
Right, walkability.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any decision points during this one, although, you know, we are going to be asking you for your ideas of how to further enhance walkability
Okay.
in the city.
So I don't know, maybe 20 minutes on this or more? What do you think, Nathaniel?
I'm gonna have questions. So
Yeah.
I think 20 minutes is good though.
Do you?
Yeah. You're
Okay.
thinking more?
I don't know. It's hard to know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I can see this taking less time. But I know I have questions, so I'm just kind of like siding with 20 minutes.
Okay. All right. The
I'm not sure how
handbook.
specific we're going to get into it, but
Yeah. So
Yeah, these could actually both be long study sessions, but I mean, I think they're controllable.
yeah.
So, Mayor, do you want to assign something to Board and Commission's handbook?
yeah, how much decision making do you think we have on that one? Like weighing in on things. Sorry, I had to let the dog in.
Allison, yeah.
Yeah, so the number of issues for the boards and commissions handbook goes up almost every day. I know that I forwarded something else to Stephanie and Jackie yesterday. Right at the moment, I would be surprised. I think the presentation can be relatively quick, but I would be surprised if that conversation went under 30 minutes for the council.
Okay. Let's put 30 in there.
Okay.
We're gonna have this all planned out.
So we're saying 30 for the discussion?
Yes.
Okay. Hard time. Okay, great. Thank you. Calendar.
So wait, what are we saying on that one? Are we saying 30 minutes? So we take out the 20 minutes? Because we got 15, 20, and now 30 minutes.
Right. We don't need, there's 20 minutes after the presentation there. No, take that one out. You only need 15 minutes, don't you, Allison, or do you need more?
I double did that. So you're saying 15 minutes discussion and then 30 or 20?
30.
Well, down below you have 30, so take
Yeah.
the other 20 out.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Also, I was going to say, we can make it a 10-minute, that's a long agenda, and we can make that a 10-minute discussion from staff, because mostly I think the city council is just going to want us to highlight where the changes are so that they can discuss how they want to move forward on them if they like our direction. So it's mostly going to be a council discussion.
Okay.
So a total of 40 minutes, does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And then we have the student art calendar recognition. And then we have a presentation to recommend, a recommendation to award a contract to HS3 for installation of security cameras at the Civic Center and some other buildings. Contract renewal for on-call engineering services. Contract renewal agreement for on-call engineering services with Stanley Consultants.
Those should be both being asked if they could be consent.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that. These are ongoing ones, right? It's nothing new.
Yes, and we have on call. It may be different companies, I'm not sure, but it's the same type of service we get every year.
Well, let's put them on consent, and then
Okay.
someone wants to pull them, they can pull them.
And then a resolution appointing members to various boards, committees, and commissions. And then first reading vacation of right-of-way on Grant Street. First reading of an easement agreement ordinance. And that's with CDOT, I think. Police Department 2021 budget supplemental. Now, this one will only go forward if you finalize decisions on police reform. We've put this as a placeholder to put, to make any changes if council wants to the budget.
Okay.
So we may need to move this back if we're not quite ready, done on police reform.
Okay.
We have first reading of a vacation of the Swedish right-of-way.
A second reading. Yeah.
Oh,
she's
thank you.
second. Yep.
Well, it says first in the report.
Oh, let's see. Sorry
But
about
yeah.
that. Hang on, let me go back up. Okay,
It is the second reading.
yeah.
Ordinance second reading, but yeah, in that one, it just says first reading under the report title.
Yeah.
You see, for Stephanie.
Clear out to the side. Okay, we'll get that fixed. Sorry about that.
No problem. And then we have second reading of CB 52, that's the farm lease. And then second reading of an IGA between CDOT for Dartmouth Bridge. Second reading of we can take lodgers tax off again. Second reading of the USGS water monitoring station agreement and an update return to in-person meetings.
Okay. Great.
Sounds like we all have 8:30 meetings. So December 14th, we have transportation safety and resident safety.
And we moved resident safety down to January. So
Right.
so far on 14th, we just have transportation and the task force for police reform.
Yep.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right.
Okay, perfect.
And then January 4th, Winslow Crane Planned Unit Development. Mayor, you were right. I think I texted you after Mayor Manager to say you were correct that you all did rezone it. This is actually the kind of more the development plan.
Yeah.
Um,
My gosh, I remember doing so much around that. It's just like, ugh, so many things like this come back. You think, okay, it's good. It's all good.
It takes a long time. Second reading of the vacation of the right-of-way at Grant Street. Second reading of an easement.
And that needs to change in the title area too. It says first reading, but.
And then second reading of the budget supplemental for the police department.
Okay.
And then the only thing we have on the study session for January 11th is the UDC assessment of outreach findings.
Mm-hmm.
We probably will need to have a little more discussion. As you know, during the previous meeting, I said that if council would like more public outreach, we can do that. I was not committing to more public outreach. That would be a direction of council. So what I think we might need to do is just present, here's the outreach we've done, the survey work we've done. Would you like to see some additional work around that? Which we are perfectly willing to do.
Yeah, it's a little late to be asking us that in January though, isn't it? Can we just, I think everybody would, I don't know. I think the more input we get in varied ways, the better it is. A lot in this time of, plus it's winter time. It's not like we're doing stuff out in the parks like we did with some other development stuff. So.
Well, this would be a good place to check in because there will be some additional outreach between now and then. Yeah,
is there, will we be using postcards to get a little bit more attention further again?
Yes, I think in talking to Brad this week, he said that that is the plan, is to do a postcard to every single resident.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid I have another meeting.
Yeah, you have one at 8:15, don't you? Or, yeah,
It's
I think we've gone far enough down on this list. Don't you
And
think?
yes. And I did not get any council requests. We kind of briefly discussed talking about the financial impact of a couple of the police reform things. We could get that one out early, but it wasn't technically a council request, I don't think. Maybe Nathaniel, you can clarify.
No, I think I got what I needed out of that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember there being one either.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd asked for a little update on the park stuff, on the dog park stuff, but I think we have it. I think that we got it, didn't we?
Yeah, Christina gave that update at the end.
Yeah, so I think it was
Yeah.
doing.
Actually, I was going to say, Shawn, can we just, and Linda, can we just put future study session, just the fact that BAC will come and present the
Oh, yeah.
just
There
future
is
study.
on the,
Yeah, we'll just have to work with them. I'm not sure exactly when they'll be ready.
Present.
Capital reserve policy, that's what it's called. Capital reserve
Oh,
policy.
Right.
okay,
We can
great.
do
All right, everybody. Well, I think we're done then, right?
I think so.
All right, we adjourn the mayor manager meeting and the time is 8:19. Have a good day.
Have a great day,
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Bye.
day. Allison.